Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Creators Grab Coffee. Today we got another New Yorker, second in a row for this month, and we have Rob Weiss from MultiVision Digital. Rob, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon. How are you? How are you? Hello,
Good.
everybody listening or watching.
Nice. Yeah, I guess just why don't you give us a little history lesson?
Well, it's interesting that you say another New Yorker. Although I live in Manhattan, I've been here for 20 plus years. I'm actually from Philadelphia, so it's kind of weird to hear New Yorker. Like
Been there
when I
25
still
years. I
feel
think
like
you're
I'm a Philly
officially.
boy, you know. So I raised my kids being a Flyers fan and Eagles fan, so I did it well. But from a business standpoint, I started a video production business 15 years ago without any background in video. Kind of saw the writing on the wall. I kind of grew up being a sales guy and a marketing guy, and saw the power of what video could do. Um, for clients in terms of explaining, in terms of selling and educating, and all the great things that video does today. So started this without a portfolio, and 15 years later, we've got like 1,700 videos. I think the number is. We've done videos across every single spectrum. We've done advertising stuff. I've done short film. I've done music videos. I've done the line production for New York City, where we blocked off the streets for a Czech feature film.
Wow.
And I can't believe I'm doing this, like, after, because I didn't grow up as like a video guy or wanting to do this, but I love it, and love talking about the future of where video is going, and also how businesses can think about video now to help them grow.
It's a Before we go a little further, you mentioned you've done over 1,700 videos. Now, did you sit down and count from the very beginning, one, two, three? Because I've seen some people say we've produced over 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, and I'm like, these have to be estimates.
Yeah, yeah. It is kind of an estimate, but we have a part of our methodology that we started. I think it was maybe when we got to like 800 or 900. Like we need to keep track of this as far as like business processes. So every new project, it gets a number, and we're up to. I don't think we started at zero, but we started like 800 or something like that. But we're up to 2,100. So
So it might actually be more videos because it's one number per project, but each
and
project might have multiple videos.
that is correct. And again, we started like at 800. So but at one point we did generally count, and we kind of ballparked it, and it just kind of built from there. So yeah, we do a lot of batch producing, which we can talk about that later. It's just a great way to just provide value to clients, and clients to get value from people like us. So a lot of our projects are batch produced.
Well, I mean, you brought it up now, so why don't we just go into it? What do you mean by batch producing?
So we say, would you ever make one cookie? You wouldn't never make one cookie. You would make a batch of cookies, because the effort to mix all the ingredients and spark the oven and get the kitchen dirty and clean up, it's just too much effort. Same thing with video. So if you have a planned, thoughtful, and deliberate approach to a production, you can get multiple pieces of content out of that in most cases. So for an advertising video, let's just say, for example, you have men and women as target audiences, or young people and old people. 60, 70, 80% of the message is the same. You just need that variant to target men versus women and have images of men versus women. You can do that at one time, and thus the client gets more targeted content for that. Thought leadership, subject matter expertise. Doesn't make sense to go into a law firm and do one video for one partner. So what do? You line up multiple partners over the course of the day and get each partner to do 2 or 3 short 1 to 2 to 3 minute thought leadership videos, because they can do that. Can they do that on the spot? No. Can they do that if they know exactly the topics that they're going to talk about? Yeah, because they do that every single day of the week. So if they're planned, as me, a director, I will be asking questions that align with what we've already discussed are important, and they're prepared to talk about it. So those are two examples of batch producing.
So it's not just making a lot of the same cookies. Sometimes it's the same kind of cookie, but different shapes and sizes even, right? So, because you got to also do reels, right? So those are like short bite-sized ones sometimes, depending on what the client needs. Or as you said, 2 to 3 minute videos or 5 minute videos. Essentially, clients are trying to get the most value out of the time that we are creating content for them, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I hear a lot, and I'm sure you guys do. Well, why don't you just carve some snippets out? I'm like almost sick of hearing that. It works sometimes, but many times it doesn't, because you're not planned on what those snippets should be. So just to like produce content is like worthless, right? Have a reason why. So when you're going into a production to create advertising, thought leadership, recruiting, whatever the a business objective is, if you identify areas where you can create those snippets and then plan for that, shooting it, knowing that you're going to edit it that way, then you have more effective short form reels or social media bits or whatever that might be for that objective.
Right. Yeah, that makes things a lot easier because I can't even begin to describe just how many times we've had a situation where a client said, here's that 5 minute video, right? Can you find the best soundbite that is 10 seconds long?
Yeah.
And they're trying to find like any of the answers, but almost always the answers are going to be like much longer. So now, like if we're planning to do a lot of those like shorter reels, it is better to, as you said, plan out exactly what some of those sound bites might be. But what do you do in those situations where it's very kind of on the go, on the fly kind of like interviews that you might have to do, like for example at events or things like that, and then the client wants all these short snippets? Do you have a kind of game plan for those types of situations, or do you kind of like trust your team to be able to find something?
It's the questions that you ask. It's how you're directing people to say things. So yeah, we're always looking out for those things, because 9 out of 10 clients will want those shorter form videos. So yeah, we're kind of always looking out for them. But at the same time, in 10 seconds, like what's the value of a 10-second clip? Like, how can you understand anything? If it's
That was an
if you're
example. I didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't mean
Well,
to always
for people
10
listening
seconds.
then, for people listening, because we hear that as video production companies, we hear that. And like, how much can somebody really explain, and what's the value of 10 seconds? If you're scrolling and something's funny and we're watching it from a personal consumption standpoint, something can be funny in 10 seconds and we laugh and then we move right on. So mission accomplished with that. But if you're a business, you most people, even 30 seconds, you can't explain things in 30 seconds. So
I like how you kind of like try to see the bigger picture, right? In terms of like creating content and everything. But like, what's your process in trying to convince a client to kind of also see the bigger picture in terms of like creating not just one piece of content, but multiple pieces that can help them achieve their goals?
now in, what are we, relatively June 2026, like most clients understand that they need that. And when they don't, we'll throw that in as value, extra value, because it's, we're trying to be a leader in the space. So if they're not seeing it, we want to, provide value to them and give them some insight as what they should be doing. And at the end of the day, from a time standpoint, it's really not that costly for us to do that, right? We're not talking 20, we're talking like 2 or 3, right? But on the greater picture, what we're really trying to do is get them to understand, going back to my example of the advertising and then the thought leadership stuff, that they need both of those. and they also need a corporate overview, and they also need recruiting, and they also need that new product or new service offering or new industry that they're going after. That they need all of that, and they should lead with a video first strategy because of the way we are as buyers. We're watching more. Videos that give it to me quick. Everybody wants something quick. So when people can watch versus read, they're going to understand better. And this is actually better for the company too, the client, because they're getting their message out in the shortest amount of time possible. Their communication goals are achieved. So trying to get clients to understand that one video production project is not a strategy. That they need an ongoing flow and an ongoing cadence of video content that feeds into their business, their ongoing flow of business objectives that they have.
So do you work directly with sorry, go Dario.
Go.
I was just going to say, you're talking a lot about like clients needing to have strategies and things like that. So do you find that a lot of the time you're dealing directly with marketing departments or clients directly, like company owners, where you have to have these conversations? Do usually marketing departments come to you with a set strategy? Do you find that more common now or not as common still?
No.
Wow.
Not at all. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm curious to what you guys think of this as well, because you're in the same business as I am. Mm-hmm. Where you think clients are in adopting video and then or doing video, and then the second part is where they're on a scale of 1 to 10 with having a strategy. For me, we're probably at like a 5 with adopting and like a 2 or 3 with a strategy.
Wow. So like two or 3 is in terms of like a marketing department will come to you with a set
on a scale
plan.
On a scale of 1 to 10, like meaning that like on 10, that means like every company has a strategy in place.
Right.
Like they get it. Right. They're being deliberate. They're being thoughtful. They're leading with a video first strategy. They understand the value of video. They have like a real like integrated strategy that includes video as the lead piece of content and then doing all of the stuff forward. And then again, they have an ongoing cadence for it versus doing, I'll do a project here, I'll do a project there, and not really putting it as a .mov on YouTube.
Yeah, right. I think we have similar numbers to you, maybe a little worse, I would say. There's only some clients that, like very few clients that we have that like understand it and actually have a strategy. I think the rest understand that it's important, but don't have the strategy or they don't allocate enough budget towards it either. Because one thing I was going to say is that we like thinking about what you said, like our issue a lot of times is that they don't, I guess, they don't have the strategy. And I guess it's our failure of like selling them on the video strategy. I think we just sell them on like, we can get this done for you really well. It'll look beautiful, but like they don't know how to use it really at the end of the day.
I don't think it's, I'll say our failure. I think it's the market and the adoption.
That's what I was going to say, because we can't do the marketing for them. We don't know what their brand messaging is, Dario. We don't know what they're trying to do all the time with the video. We can ask them these questions like, what is the goal? What are you trying to do? Who is your audience? Like, I think anytime where we've actually gotten some better idea of what they're trying to do is when we ask those questions more, in terms of like, what are these specifics? Because then that at least gives us a kind of like tool or base set of standards that we have to kind of go by to execute it. But it's hard to kind of like get them thinking about it if they haven't. Like, Rob, what's your strategy or your approach to kind of getting them to think about strategy?
Leading them. You can't sell what clients are not going to buy, right? So if they're not there, they're not there. And you can drop it, but at the end of the day, you want to focus on that project and build a relationship. And also about that project, right, is aligning budget to the goals that they have. And I'll give you another story that I had a client come to me via an SEO company that knew us. They're like, go talk to MultiVision. And they're like, oh, we want to do a corporate overview video. This is the client. I'm like, great. They had a decent budget. Like, well, what's your business objective? They're like, oh, SEO. We want to rank on search engines. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, would you ever do one blog post to rank on search engines? He's like, no. Would you ever make one phone call to make a sales call follow up? No. Would you ever send one email? No. So why would one video help you to rank on search engines when you need a lot of content there to do that? Pause. So I was like, why don't we do this? And what we did is, I think we did 14, a couple years ago, I think we did 14 FAQ videos. So we were able to take his budget, and instead of doing one piece of content, which is what he wanted, he said, okay, I understand. And then we were able to realign his thinking, his strategy to give him really what he needed, which was all these little short FAQ videos, which then we gave back to the SEO company, which then created and integrated those onto the pages, which boosted his SEO business objective. So I say this story because not every client will, for lack of a better word, listen to us, as experts. They just want to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes where we've, I think like early days, we had some situations where we tried to kind of do that, guide them in a different direction, but then a lot of the time we might not get it because they want to do that one particular thing, as you mentioned. That's kind of why we've just been trying to kind of help our clients do the best version of what they're trying to accomplish, essentially, right? And then, just sometimes it's also a matter of like getting your foot in the door, working with the client on something maybe smaller scale, get that working relationship. And then it becomes easier to build on that and do more content, which has happened for us in the past a lot of the time.
Yep, for sure. Yep, same. Yep.
Do you do like I don't know, like a yearly follow-up with clients and then kind of see what their plan is for the year and then try to like pitch them on how you could help with that? Or
we have a couple that, like, to Krill's point, like, we've been working with them for a while, so they understand that they need a lot of different content. They're ahead of the rest, basically, but those relationships have taken like 8 years to develop, so the good thing is for us in the how can I say, the evolution of video adoption is that it's changing. Over the last year, I have seen and felt the softening of the market because of the questions people are asking me. They're starting to ask me a little bit more strategic, longer term, content driven questions versus just the one-off like video project here or there. So it takes a while for things to change.
what kind of questions are they asking you?
Ooh. I don't know if I could like think of those off the top of my head. So that response is more of like, experienced, just from experience of being out there for so long. Like the market is softening. So
They're asking like what kind of videos you'd recommend for them to be executing based on what their potential needs are. Is that what you're
Kirill,
saying?
I think it might be similar to that other client we do a lot of testimonial videos for, where like before someone would have come up to us and asked, okay, we just need a testimonial video, but now like our current client, we've done so many for them that she's asking us for ways to differentiate it from what we've been doing. So come up with like a different strategy in terms of like structures for these testimonial videos. That could be, I'm guessing it's similar to that, right? Like more when you mean more strategy.
Everybody's all different, and I can't remember the questions, right? But now that you made me think about it, I can give you a use case in manufacturing, which you do a lot of work in. People are starting to understand that instead of when they launch a new product, instead of just creating a brochure, which that's not going away anytime soon, they need video with that. They need many videos of that one machine that provide like a high level understanding of that machine, benefits, features, blah, blah, blah. And then supplemental videos that peel back the onion into certain key areas of what that makes that machine the machine, whatever that might be. So it's not one video, it's many. And that, again, is the shift. Like one of the things that I've been hearing a lot when I go to manufacturing trade shows, that they're starting to talk about that and understand and ask me questions around executing that type of strategy, when probably even 2 years ago now, like I never got asked those questions, never had that conversation with people.
Interesting. So you mentioned you went to the trade show. Do you go to the trade show as like not to like actually film it, but like just to attend it and like make connections at it, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get these old things,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That's vintage now, right?
Yeah.
The business card world.
If anybody's listening, get a business card. Like at least when you give it to somebody, they'll throw it out. So they'll
Someone
see
else
you
might
again.
pick it
Still
up.
an effort.
Yeah, right. Like if like I scan you into my phone, I will never think about you again. Sorry, it's worthless.
Interesting.
True.
I've heard the reverse, like in terms of when you're meeting people, because then at the very least, for sure you won't lose each other's contacts if you connect on LinkedIn, for example.
Yeah, but unless you're posting all the time, Kirill, then they'll probably not remember you, right? And
Well, it
everyone has
depends.
so many
I'm just
connections
saying
on
it
LinkedIn
depends.
nowadays.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
You're in the ether. You're in the
Yeah.
ether. Again, and I'm not saying that will change if you have a business card, but at least again, somebody will throw it out. They'll think about you again.
Right. So when you go to,
and many times that they'll keep it for a while. So.
Right. When you go to these trade shows, a lot of the time, it's not always the key decision makers that you're trying to get in front of when you're there. Sometimes they basically have people just kind of like at the booth,
a lot of the sales
giving
guys.
information.
Yeah,
a lot of the salespeople, and it's not really the people that you need. Like I found when I've connected or talked to people at some of these trade shows, I would always be like who can I speak to, or like is it you? And then they're like, oh, like I'll have to connect you with so and so, and that, not that it never materializes, but it's a big barrier, right? Because then you basically have to win this person over enough to try to make a connection, but they're not. Then their boss is probably gonna be like, no, it's all good. I don't
there's
need this.
two responses to that. First of all, the key decision maker, actually maybe three, the key decision makers are there in many cases, not all the time. But if they're not, then that sales guy will be like, oh, give me a card and I'll pass it along to them. And you're right, never happened. What I say is, no, it's okay. It's cool. I can find their information. And in fact, like I have a hit list. I probably have their information already.
So you do some pre-work when you get to these trade shows of who you want to talk to and who you want to meet. It's like, oh, is John here or something?
Well, I don't say John is there because I don't know. Sometimes the data is not right. But point being is that I have at least the company that I know I want to say. I might not know who it is. Point being is that I can get data no problem. Right? I can go director of marketing, ABC company, and get that data. That's easy. And I can email them like every day if I want to. Or even call them on their mobile number in most cases. Meeting them and shaking their hand is hard. So that's what I say. And I'm like, no, I can get their data. I just wanted to say hello, shake their hand. And they're like, oh yeah, fair enough. Because at the end of the day, they're in sales and I'm in sales. They get it.
Huh.
But
I like that.
But what am I trying to do? I'm trying to create sales material. They have brochures there. Video is better than brochures. Do they know that? No. Are they thinking that way? No. So if I can plant that seed in the sales guy's head, they might just be like, hey, boss, I met Robert at the show. Like he's doing sales videos. We could use that. So it's a way just to plant a seed and then nurture that. When you get back, now you have that sales guy's card. It's easy to get the director of marketing's card. Now that you know, like the email naming conventions out there, put them into a HubSpot sequence and nurture them for the next 3 to 6 months.
Interesting. Okay.
And I like the very casual approach where it's like I just want to say hello. No, like, I want to
That's it.
see
Yeah.
I want to see how we can work together, blah blah blah, because that's
Yeah,
what everyone
no.
says typically. But yeah,
I don't want to do that. I don't want to sell anything. What are you here for? I just want to say hi. What are you selling? Nothing. What do you mean? I guarantee I would sell nothing today, even if I tried.
that'll throw them off so hard with their
Oh, I've said all
defense
this.
guards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I just want to say hi. Like, I don't know you guys. You don't know me. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. We're
And
all
that
here to
does
just
throw-
say hi to
throw
each
them
other.
off. Yeah, that's it.
That's good.
And there's some people like, we're good. Okay, no problem. No worries. It's all good. See you next
On
year.
to the next booth.
Yeah, that's what I say. I'll see you next year. So these trade shows, because I have a specific focus in manufacturing, I've been to these shows for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, year after year, and some people are like, oh, I knew you were going to come over. I don't have anything for you yet. I'm like, that's okay. Here's my card again if you need it.
So that's a good sign if they remember you. That means your hello was very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you just go to do you go to many different ones throughout the year, or just like one or two?
We probably go to 8, 9, 10
It's a lot.
a year.
Yeah.
It's for manufacturing. It's the main source of our networking. Because guess what? You go to these shows for 2 or 3 days, I can meet 150, 200 people, depending on the size of the show.
A lot of seeds being planted that way.
Yeah.
And they're not moving. They're there. Sometimes it's hard to actually talk to them because they're all busy. So you need to like walk the show and walk back, and that's why it takes a couple days. But I've thought about this too. I'm like, okay, well, how else can I meet 150 people in 2 days, or talk to 150 people in 2 days?
Of a specific industry too.
Specific industry, yeah.
I like that. What's like your success rate with that? Is it pretty high?
It's increasing. Yeah, it's getting better and better. Because I have more use cases, I've got more clients in these. So I haven't done numbers in terms of percentages, but it's worth it. I get business.
Yeah, we should definitely do that, Kirill.
I've been wanting to do this. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but it's I don't know
You
what
guys
it
are
is.
in
It's harder to
Toronto, right?
find.
Yeah.
It's harder to find.
I'm sure there's a convention
events.
center there.
No,
There are
there's a lot,
convention
Kirill.
centers.
There's a
The
lot.
right ones, I'm saying, Dario. I'm saying the right ones. That's the thing. We just haven't had the
I think
chance
we just
to
gotta
start
pick out
looking
like
into
the
it.
industry we want to target. Like there was that optometry one we could have done. I know there's
I did a
Tech
bit
Week
of that
this week.
I did a bit of that already with the optometry one, but yeah, that's why I was asking these questions to Rob, because like I was talking to some of the people specifically from when I went to that one, and that's what I was noticing when chatting with people. But yeah, everything rings true what he says.
I have a script that I can give you that like I'm just so sick of saying it, but it works. Literally.
I would love to. I would love to hear that.
8 years now. It's the same thing every single freaking show, every single time I go to a booth, but it works so well. So
I mean, if it works, why change it, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely will want to hear that. If you want to share after the episode, that's fine.
Gonna have like a mass influx of sales guys at trade shows
saying the same thing.
same script.
You gotta call it the Y script.
My script. Do you do what else do you do that's kind of like outbound sales?
Like everything. We've done, like, talked about email sequencing. We've done these things called postcards we've sent out. QR codes, and this is after manufacturing shows. We'll send this, and we did this one, which I think is pretty cool, just for awareness. This wasn't really for, so we did this one first, and then this one second. So we did that.
But
this was
where do you send them?
Like
how do you send, like who do you send them out to? Like you get their addresses and
we have the business addresses. So these are part of that trade show focus. So we met like 100 people, then we'll send 100 postcards out a couple weeks later, and then a couple weeks after that, trigger the email sequence. I'm starting to do less calls. Search is a big thing, and now this whole AEO GEO world. I would guess the last 4 leads we've gotten actually have come through like LLMs.
Yeah,
We
we've
do a
gotten a
lot of
few of those too.
We do a lot of content marketing, so
So
yeah, you got to do everything.
Yeah. You said you were calling people before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was I was wondering if that's still like worth doing nowadays because everyone's like getting so many like spam calls. Like I know for my phone, I turn on like the setting where if it's like an unknown number, it just automatically gets like filtered by the voicemail AI, and then if it's like legit, it sends it through. Like, are you
Well,
having like
that's
too many
why I'm
issues with
doing
that?
less. That's why I'm doing less calls.
Right.
And I'm doing more follow-up calls versus like cold calls, let's say. There's some platforms out there that are a little bit expensive because they're more for enterprise that will actually like tell you out of your 200 calls you need to make, that I'm making 200 up because that's a lot. 100 calls, even that's a lot. But it'll tell you who's most likely to pick up based
Interesting.
upon their like integration with telephone data. Like it's crazy,
Wow.
but it's really expensive. So I that would be great if there was a like small business platform like that out there. So for me, it's mostly just those follow-up calls. Like, here we go. Like I met all of these people that have their business
But
cards. So
those are from other people. Oh,
yeah,
I thought it
these are
was
other
yours.
people's cards. Oh yeah, and I've got other stacks over here that are bigger and smaller like this from different shows that I go to. So these are people that I met. I will follow up with these people, like 3 or 4 weeks after the show, or 5 weeks after the show. Whenever I get to it. So these are more like, are they totally cold? No, but I can be like, hey, Colin, we had a conversation, so at least there's something there, as
yeah.
trying to keep in touch. And I still have my email sequencing, my nurturing campaign targeting these people as well. And that's the other thing I do. I use that data. If they click on a link, it'll trigger a task for like 3 or 4 days later. So then you're right, Dario, a lot of people don't pick up, but I'll at least leave a message in reference to the email that they clicked on. I won't be like, oh, you clicked on that email, but I'll like, oh, like, MultiVision Digital, blah, 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 ABC. Or if the email was out about like XYZ, I'll say XYZ. So I'll make that like connection there. Like that's kind of what we do, but I won't reference the fact that I know that you clicked on the link. So, just trying to be smarter about how you use your time, I guess, which all small businesses need to do.
So the key takeaway is don't be afraid to go in person. Don't be afraid to go talk to people. Don't be afraid to go and just say hi. That's the key takeaway here.
And then follow up after.
And then follow up. Yeah.
Yeah. Follow up. Yeah.
And figure out what
also
works.
Be careful of your time, I guess.
Right.
Well, speaking of time, actually, I was wondering, like, is it just you doing the sales for your company?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you kind of fit in? Because it sounds like you have a pretty extensive, like, obviously well thought out process for sales, but how do you fit that into the rest of running your business?
I'm not sure. I just do it.
Is it just like, how big is your team actually? Let's start from there.
I have 5 people. So I've got, because I'm not a video guy, I never learned how to edit. So that's a good, like I've got 1 editor, 1.5 editors, like full time. So then one of them has been with me for 16 years. So it's like, I don't even need to teach him how to do everything. We still collaborate. but there's some projects he can just do. And then I've got a marketing manager, producers. So they're all skilled at different pieces of the puzzle that they can pick up and go. And I can come in at certain points where I don't need to do some of the heavy lifting to go get the set up. Like I can walk in when everything's set up and be like, okay, this is great. Now, like, just turn it here and like just do all the fine tuning from a directing, final, executive producer standpoint. And then I have a marketing person who, like, is great. She really helps out a lot from an SEO standpoint, from a GEO standpoint, from getting all the cards and doing the email sequencing. Again, we work together. So we're working on a sequence for legal. Again, we call it Legal 4. This is our 4th sequence to law firms. And so like we have a video first marketing strategy, by the way, which is just that. Like, you lead with video. So we did, 5 or 6 videos all about this GEO, AEO world, LLMs, and how important video content is. We did 4 or 5 videos. We transcribed those videos, and now we're using the transcriptions to create emails and blog posts. So we're starting from the top down in social posts, and et cetera, et cetera. So, that's part of my job, is actually to understand what to talk about over the years, and drive the vision of where video is going, create the video content, and then we go top down, because the emails and the blogs and the social media content is derived from the video. And who's doing the video? Me. Right? So I'm giving them all that they need to know to be able to execute all of that. So that's been super, super helpful. So I guess because I'm not a video guy, I've had to get people to do all of that stuff, which has allowed me to focus on the sales and marketing side of things. Whereas most video production companies, are not quite like that. They need to learn the sales and marketing stuff.
Yeah, we've had to do that. That's and again, sales is something we've always struggled with, because we came from the creative side and then had to learn the business side.
Well, another key takeaway then. Don't think of it as sales. Think of it as just getting to know people.
Yeah. I think it's also just a matter of, like, sometimes also making the time for it is a little bit of a challenge, because if you're also working on a lot of the actual projects and you're a limited group of people, because a lot of the time in this industry, people are one company owner, right? And then they hire other people to work with them, whether it be on staff or a lot of the time freelance, to remain nimble. But the challenge with that is that the person who's running the business also has to do a little bit of everything, depending on how busy things are. And so, like, for example, like this year I've taken, or like over the last year and a half, I've taken a lot of the post responsibilities just to kind of help us be a little bit leaner, with how things have been shifting in the market. But I've noticed as a result of that, a lot of my focus is now on that. So I don't have too much time to look into other things for business development and things like that. Obviously, Dario's doing a lot of that, but he also can't do everything on his own, right? So it's a matter of, like, as a challenge for a lot of people, is just finding the time to do that. Because like you said, going to trade shows and then following up and then sending out emails, postcards, like, these are things that take a lot of time. They're not quick.
Yeah. And also, like, just changing your mindset. Like, you guys, it's not what you do. So it's now I got to do something that I might not like to do or not want to do so much. So
right.
it's the neuroplasticity of, like, doing it.
Yeah, that's what that's been a challenge for me too. Like, and then sometimes, but I find that sometimes when I put off certain things, like, maybe there was a reason for it, right? Like, maybe I needed some other piece of information. Now it all clicks, and now it'll be like a smooth process type of thing. So, but yeah, I agree. Like, it's good to, like, just set aside some time and everything. One thing I wanted to know, because like again, you came from like a sales background, which is like very rare. Like almost all the guests we've had started as like videographers and then moved up and then became like business owners. But you coming in from sales, like what was that like growing the business? Because again, you have the sales aspect, but you don't have the creative element, right? So how did you make that work?
And like, what made you do video specifically too?
Well, I'll start with the latter. I mean, I saw the writing on the wall. I sold websites back in the day and SaaS before it was SaaS, and email marketing when it was spam and pearls and all this other SEO stuff. And it's all commonplace now. Like, it's like, you don't need to sell that stuff. Like, of course we have a website. Of course we do SEO, and email marketing. Well, back in the day, it wasn't. So I'm like, wow, video, because it's so powerful, is going to be commonplace at one point. And actually, I thought it would be more commonplace now than it is. So I think the pandemic and now AI has kind of pushed the focus of video, but it's coming. And now with the whole like YouTube videos overcoming Reddit, I think it's really, really going to push the importance of subject matter expert content forward in a big way. But that being said, so I started this business actually with somebody else who was a video guy, and quickly learned that he was not a great entrepreneur. And he wasn't around to teach me what I needed to know about video. So then I needed to go find people. Lucky enough, I'm in New York City, and I guess almost in every city, like there's a lot of good video people out there. But here in the city, there's a lot. Video production is what I found is one industry. There's a lot of good quality people out there. They do their craft very well. They're very, very skilled at many different levels. So I started working with people, and sometimes I didn't work with them again because they didn't do what they said they were going to do. And as I knew more people, I got recommendations to work with people and this and that. And been working like my editor. I've been working with him he was freelance at the time, but he's been working for me for 16 years, or I say with me, because he's really an integral part of my company. And when I sell this company, he's going to get a big chunk, because he's basically my partner without being a partner. And then I have people like the guys that are working for me now. They've been working with me for 4 years and 5 years, but I also have people that 12 years, that they don't work for me, but they have worked with me enough times throughout the years that I don't need to think. Like my makeup girl, I don't use her all the time. Like literally our last project, she's like, "How much are you paying me again?" Because I just called her. I'm like, "Hey, I got this project for a week. It was a short film." She was with me for a week. And literally, it was like the fourth day she said that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think there's a lot of those kind of relationships in this industry where it's not necessarily employees but like freelancers technically are contract people that you've been working with for such a large number of years that you just get stuff working, and then it's such an integral relationship where it basically feels like almost like a not necessarily a partnership, but like kind of like that family, or like you kind of went through the trenches together. Like I know Dario and I have like a few people that would immediately come to mind. It's like, oh, like, we've been working with them for over 10 years, 15 years that we've known them. And it's just
Some
interesting.
of them, I literally just send them like a number, like 24, meaning the date. And they'll just like say, sure, book it.
That's it. And then we know that they know what to do. They know they know what we're expecting. And then it just becomes easy, especially when situations where you need someone to fill in for either yourself or someone else on your team. It's like, hey, like, can you fill in for us on this day? Cause we need this, and this. Okay, great. Perfect.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. It's a good place to be with the company. I wish though that more video people had a team mentality, and I find that everybody is trying to get projects for themselves. Yeah, I really find that, like, I feel like,
Do you mean on the freelancer side or like the company
yeah, like
side?
everybody's a freelancer. It's like, there's not a lot of like, okay, like everybody's trying to get projects and pull everybody else in. Like that's the way the industry is. I felt like if there was more, like you guys are working together, if there's more people working together, they could actually build something. So, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So,
Well, you got 5
Interesting.
people on your team, so you're definitely
yeah,
like
I mean,
ahead of like
but
a good
I want to
chunk
build it
of
bigger.
people.
I want to build it a little bit, not much bigger, but I want to get to 11 people. That's my feng
You
shui
should,
number.
That's a pretty big number for for your
yeah,
production company.
Yeah.
you should chat with some of our other guests that we've had on the show. We've had some where it's been 10 people on their team, 15 people, and I think one
30
company in the UK has 30 or has
at one
30.
point.
I think they still
Oh.
have 30.
Oh.
But who knows? Like I like whenever I hear like teams of that size, I'm like I can't imagine like what it's like to manage that.
Yeah, have a good run rate there. Good run rate. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that will be sales. I'll probably have 2 salespeople at that time.
Right.
Like 3 full-time editors. I'll still freelance. Have freelancers to come and go, but probably definitely a marketing person, maybe an assistant. Yeah, operations. So knock
Yeah, you
on
need
wood.
a whole structure if you get to that size. Like a
Yeah.
couple of people we spoke to, they just told us like their whole job now is just like people management.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they can't even deal with the projects anymore. It's literally just making sure that the machine is looped up
Turning.
and works well, you know?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what that I'm envisioning. I'm going to set up a structure, and I have this thing called Focus Fridays that I do with, I don't know, people would say it's accountability partner, but just somebody that been friends with, and we talk. So every couple of weeks on Friday we'll talk, and we did this today, and I was kind of talking about this, about envisioning the business, and that was what I was saying. I'm managing people, I'm managing the numbers, I'm managing this, but I'm still going into projects, but I am doing more managing of that. And you know what, if I get to the point where I don't like it, I can hire somebody to manage it and then continue to do what I'm doing. So we'll see.
You mentioned, Rob, also like so you mentioned earlier that for example one industry that you work a lot in is manufacturing because you go to some of the trade shows there. What are some of the bigger industries that you find that you've been kind of working in over the last few years? I guess also the industry in New York for video. Like what do you find is like the bulk of your work?
Manufacturing and legal probably are the 2 that stand out, and that's probably because we spent the last 5, 6, 7 years carving out those niches and building relationships. Our SEO program brings in other forms of opportunities to us, real estate, nonprofit, like pretty much across every industry. But when we create content, when I go to spend time networking and trade shows, it's for the most part legal and manufacturing.
Was
Did you
that
just
like a natural thing
accidentally?
that
Yeah.
happened? Like, or did you like say like, hey, you know what? I think it's better to focus more on this industry.
For legal, it was intentional, and I met some guy at a bar at a networking event, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we're at Javits, which is the convention center here in New York, and this product that I'm representing, which is like LED lights, they need a video, blah blah blah. Why don't you come?" And I go to this trade show for the first time called Interfax, and like there's like video all around. Oh, and at the time I was thinking about legal, accounting, and financial professionals, right? And I quickly said, like, why am I trying to sell to these people who don't understand? Where I go to this trade show and there's video all over. I'm like, these people get it. It's a matter of just convincing them that I'm the right person for their next video job. That was my first manufacturing trade show. I'm like, huh. And that's when I went to a second one, a third one, and that was developed the whole manufacturing. So much so that I have a completely different website called Video for Manufacturing.
Huh.
So I have MultiVision Digital, which is, what you know. When I go to these shows, I give out the Video for Manufacturing business cards. And I send people to Video for Manufacturing, which is just manufacturing. That's it. So
Okay.
that's how
It
much
makes
we're
sense
into
because
that.
that's what people in that industry might want to see. And like they're just trying to
Yeah.
find the right partners, and especially if you're really focusing on these industries, it doesn't hurt to have a separate arm. It's like as if you do like a completely different industry. Like if you say did wedding videos, you'd have a wedding website, or if you do corporate, you have a corporate website. But yeah, like I guess by industry it makes sense at that point.
Completely
But
different ICP. Yeah.
exactly, and it makes it a lot easier to show that you're an expert in that space because it's literally all that you've kind of put forward for them, right? To see.
Correct. Now, on MultiVision Digital, I have a manufacturing portfolio,
Right.
but more and more I've been driving traffic to Video for Manufacturing.
Is it
Have you
just a
found the
different website, or do
conversion?
you also have like a different business specifically for that?
Completely different website.
But is it also a different business, or it's still under like
Yeah, still under
Multi-
MultiVision.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's just a
There's no
different
reason to
URL,
separate them.
Dario.
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
different
so
website. I saw it
yeah.
earlier.
Right.
Interesting.
And I'm taking, I guess then the conversion rates have been really high, I guess, once you've started like bringing people there.
Yep. Because case studies are there specific to them. And then I'm also able to give out the card at manufacturing. He's like, "Oh, do you have any examples on your website?" And I give him my card. It says Video for Manufacturing. They're like, "Oh, okay."
That's a good way to just answer a lot of questions right there,
Yeah.
just with the URL.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh?
Yeah.
And then you probably have like videos there explaining like everything too, because I remember you said you create like specific videos for your pages and whatnot. No,
Yeah. Listen, we do the same exact thing we tell our clients, right? And
I like that.
we'll do a video. We didn't do it for AEO GEO because they're manufacturers are more about selling than subject matter expertise. But we did, just the recent round with AEO GEO, we did a generic one, and then we did two derivatives, one specifically for lawyers and one specifically for doctors. So, but there's been other times where we've done videos about a different topic where we've done specific for manufacturing. We've just spun it a little bit. Again, doing video at batch producing. This is exactly what we tell our clients to do. So it's like we're drinking our own Kool-Aid. We have examples of it. And this is what we're telling our clients to do. So
Yeah,
and
it's
then we're taking those videos and deriving all the other stuff that we need top down.
it's practicing what you preach, right? Like I feel like a lot of us video production companies don't like. We tell our clients the importance of video, but we often won't create the same types of videos for ourselves, which is kind of contradictory. Because if it's so good, then we should be doing it for ourselves too, right?
Problem is time also, Dario, right?
I know,
That's another thing to keep in mind. It's not that we don't want to do these because there's a lot of
you know
videos
what,
that
Kirill?
we want to do.
It's part of the sales strategy, right? So again, it's like one of those things that we'll do it this year for ourselves because it's been on my list for a while. Like this kind of motivated me to.
One of my
light that fire.
epiphanies over the last 3 months has been vertical videos, YouTube shorts. Like, holy shit. Like the last 4 videos I'm looking right now that we were like really thoughtful. The latest one, 709 videos. Sorry, views. These are shorts.
Mm-hmm.
Then 3,400. I'm like, holy shit. And then 84. That was a bad one, but that was specific to law firms. The last one was 5,600 right now.
This is that you've done for yourself or for your clients?
For me, for us.
For yourself, okay.
Yeah, because we never did shorts before. We're like, holy shit. So not to say that this is like converting or anything yet, but it's the compounding effect, and views is a leading metric, right? It's a leading metric.
Oh, and it's just you
And
talking to the camera. I'm just checking it out here.
So
yeah,
what
it's
is the
about.
content like, and who is it targeting in these shorts? Like, are you targeting potential clients, potential leads? Like, what is your strategy with it?
So for these, I'm just posting these on YouTube. The one that has the least amount of views is targeted to law firms. So it's funny.
Yeah, I just saw it's the second one there.
That's funny.
It's kind of funny. Like
You,
law firms are like, "Oh, do you
YouTube
do any other
Shorts,
industries?" I'm
YouTube
like,
Shorts is very random though, I will say, because like for this podcast, like if I post it on our Instagram or TikTok, we're getting like consistent views for that platform
Yeah.
based on all the other ones we posted. But for YouTube, it's so weird. Like some of them, same thing like yours, like they'll hit the thousands and then the other ones will be double digits. I don't get it either. It's very strange on YouTube.
yeah. But then we take those shorts and put them on TikTok. And I've never done TikTok before, so I'm finally listening to my kids. My kids are like, "Yeah." And I've got some decent views on TikTok now. But then aligning with the batch production methodology, like these vertical ones, again, we're planning to create. We have horizontal ones. So when we went into editing, we're creating horizontal, we're creating vertical, we're integrating them. That sequence that I told you I'm making, okay, it aligns with the content that's here, and vertically and horizontally, they're on the blog posts. So I'm leveraging them not just on just YouTube, but I'm embedding them,
Hmm.
into our emails, into our blog posts, and across all social media platforms. So I'm leveraging that video production effort across that. I bring it up now just because we haven't really done YouTube Shorts, and I'm like, wow, like that's my new epiphany. Like you can get some decent views like really quickly, and I would think that if I can get 3,400, 5,600, and I keep on doing it, the consistency of it, like that adds up. That's going to add up to something versus having 84 views or 63 views time after time. So
Yeah.
I don't know yet.
Consistency is the key with social media. You got to constantly do it.
But at the same time, I've also been hearing that consistency is good, but you also have to be, um, you have to be developing your content to be better, because consistency of low effort content is not going to also yield results in the future. So you have to keep finding ways to improve as well.
Yeah, bear it out. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on video, or I guess like video AI, whatever they call it nowadays? Because you mentioned that you knew video was going to be the future and everything, and then for a couple of years, the last couple of years, everyone was afraid that all of our jobs were going to go extinct because the AI was going to be so good, no one would need to use video production companies anymore. So, what are your thoughts on it right now?
We are jumping in waist chest deep in AI. We actually have an AI portfolio on our website. We have a service area, so we've got a couple pages. We've created some blog posts around AI. We've done one short film. We've done some social media stuff. We've done some stuff for clients that are on our portfolio. And we're working on two projects right now, very, very different AI projects for clients. One is a book trailer, which is called The Spark, which is really cool. It's about an AI that's taken over the world. So then an AI is created to take over that AI. That's the book. um, so we're doing like a book trailer for that. That's really cool. And then we're doing this like tutorial, like educational piece, 2 episodes, so they can go try to raise money for it. But AI is a tool, and it's something that is not going anywhere for sure. It is going to cause, like in every industry, it's going to cause a lot of disruption. Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are making a movie right now, like in a warehouse. They bring props in, like cars and like planks that they're going to walk vertically on, and everything else is like AI driven around it. So think about how many people from a location scouting, building props, building scenes, set dressing, like that whole ecosystem of professionals. Like it's going to change a lot for us. Being a small video production company, it presents opportunity because of what it allows us to do. We're doing a lot in post-production, like with 11 Labs. Even today, when one of our clients was on cameras referring to their clients, and I guess they had referred to their clients like earlier on, but we didn't use that part. So he says, we love it when they come. We love it when we have time to interact with them. So I said, just change it to our clients. So from an AI standpoint, we were able to clone his voice. And now he says, we love it when our clients, blah, blah, blah. We love it when you see our clients. That was a very easy fix.
What about the lips? Did it also change like the movement of the lips?
I haven't seen, literally as we're on now, that my editor said he's sending it out. I haven't seen it. I believe we'll either cover that with B-roll, or it's probably, if you can see it, we won't use it. We'll cover it. If not, many times our clients today, we're not going to be able to notice.
Yeah, and you basically answered my next question, which was, how are you incorporating AI into your client workflows? Because it's one thing to do like creative and just testing projects and stuff like that, but it's how it can be practically used within your own workflows, like you mentioned, audio editing, speech editing, depending on if you need to change something that someone says, or even a lot of the time, the biggest use case I've seen it used daily is cleaning up audio, for example. It's gotten really, really good at that, where it doesn't sound fake.
Yeah. So I'm like looking for where the case study is, but we have a case study of a real estate development that we did a video for, and they gave us renderings. Beautiful development, right? So they gave us renderings of the facade because it's not built yet. Renderings of the facade and the weight room and the pool and the deck that overlooks the city, all these renderings. So in years past, it would just be like picture with text up on screen, right? But what we did now is we took that and we added people walking through the pool,
Nice.
enjoying the sun deck, the whole outside, I don't know what they call it, grass area. There were like a bunch of people enjoying the sun. So we added a lifestyle feel to that when that would not have been possible, years ago I guess you could have done 3D software with that, but it would have taken a long time and it would have cost a lot of money. So that's a great use case of exactly that, how we've integrated. And we took those learnings and we'll plug in AI at different places throughout videos.
Yeah, so it just seems like it's just going to be another tool in our toolbox to use. Like, especially now, like it's funny. I've been reading that all of these companies are now like clawing back on their AI usage because they're just burning through their yearly budgets. Like I know, I think Uber had to like cut down a lot. They said they blew through their yearly API budget in like 4 months. So everyone only got allocated like $100 for the month. And a friend of ours too that works in the finance field, he told us that he got an email recently saying that company's glad everyone's using these AI tools, but they gotta like they're getting like limits on how much they can use before they gotta go back to the free plan.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
yep. Same with us. So we're starting to put structure our SOWs in a way that when we do an AI project, we're calling it publishable. So we get it to, if you're going to give us 2 or 3 days, 5 days, whatever that number is, we'll get it to a publishable, deliverable. But if you want, then we can take another. So we're adding in contingency days. We're saying okay, based upon every 3 days worth of work, one contingency day. And it's not always 3 to 1, because if you give us 9, we probably need like maybe 2. But giving us contingency days to do more detail if you want, because you're never going to get, okay, not never. You might not get perfect with AI. You can't, like a person, you can tell them exactly what you want to do, and they'll do it. With AI, it may or may not give you back what you want. So, and you can just reprompt till like the next week, and it'll never give you what you want.
Yeah, I was chatting with someone, and they were doing a documentary for a museum, and then because the documentary was but it was all done with AI, and he was telling me that it's the third time they're redoing it because the advancements were so great that like by the time they had like kind of like a finished product, it had come so far forward that they were like, hey, we might as well redo it because it's not up to like the standard anymore.
Jeez.
Yep, that's what happens with AI. So putting those expectations out there ahead of time, we've learned, and now are integrating that into our process.
Interesting.
I'm glad to see that it's working for you, and you're able to kind of like get it into like further along than a lot of other people. Because again, as I mentioned before, for us, like we just use it for small things to kind of just help make our life a little bit easier. Like it's more so stuff in the background, never really anything at the forefront. It's like, oh, here's an AI video. We never do that. We just use AI here and there to help clean up things, just to help also save time, which is the biggest thing for us, and it's really helped our processes.
Oh, I also forgot we did AI Rob in history. Have you guys heard of Chloe in history?
No.
Okay, so it's like this girl, it's an AI girl, but she has her phone, and she's like going through Rome. So she's dressed as a Roman, and she's basically talking about history. The other one I saw was she's like on a boat going on a U-boat going into the Normandy beach, and it's just all about like the historical things that are going on there. So this particular project, this educational project that I said we're working on, he referenced Chloe in history. We're like, what's that? And they were like, okay, well, we've never like, so we got the lead in, and then, my team were like, well, we've never done that before. Well, let's do something so we can then show them that we can do it. So we spent a couple days, and it's basically, me going back to a silent film. It's like a minute long. It's actually a lot of people. I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah.
It's my avatar, and then it's me going to a silent film talking about how impactful video was then without sound, and how much we can make an impactful video now with sound and all this other stuff. But it's all like, it's AI driven. Everything is AI, and it's pretty cool. So, and that's part of just our learning, and building up our portfolio to say that we could do it. So now we do it again, practicing what we preach, kind of thing, right? So, and that's how we got that piece of business.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's good. Because like I feel like a lot of us had a lot of resistance to it, but there's opportunities there too, right? So for you to want to get on that makes sense.
My editor especially had a lot of resistance to it. If he's ever going to listen to this, we're like an hour and a half in, so maybe he won't. But he's all in it now. He's learning. He is upping his skills by learning this and enjoying it, because he's still creating video.
Right, it's another medium to help kind of like broaden creativity here and there, right? So who knows where it's going to go, and I think it's just not going to go as fast as everyone thought, in terms of where it might end up being. But I think in terms of practically using it with your actual work, it's slowly getting more and more common.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to work within our workflows, though. The creative side, yes. Workflows, not sure yet. But we're still kicking the tires on that.
Yeah, like I said, it's more so stuff in the background right now is where it's at in terms of workflows. It's nothing major in the forefront, like you said, because of how tricky it can be to get the exact prompts and the exact results that you want. So it's a little bit trickier on that front, but hopefully eventually like it gets to the point where you can take like an existing version and then actually edit it, change it.
Well,
like that's when I think it will really fly off.
Okay, so here's my prediction. Ready for this?
Let's
Go for it.
Zeros and ones. That's it, right? So you have a stylus. This is a pen, but sometimes people have the pen stylus, and literally will be able to draw or move coffee cup. Click, click, delete coffee cup with a stylus, by going like this. That's what I
so like Canva AI basically.
Yeah, like everything you want to create is here. You'll prompt it, to create whatever it is, but then manipulate it with your finger or hand or something like that. Or,
that's what I'm waiting for. Like I agree. Where the main thing is it needs to give us the starting point to a point that we like, and then from there we can personally make edits. Or even if they get it to the point where they create something within, like say After Effects or a certain video editing software. So they give you the baseline, but then also all the layers and everything are there so that you can actually make changes. That's where I see it really breaking the barrier eventually, where it becomes to that point where it's editable. You don't even
need to go to that layer. You can just click.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So
I think it's going to get too expensive for us to use it.
It will, to the point where it's
the
just
energy crisis not going away. It's going to be way too expensive.
Yeah, our hard drives are getting too expensive, guys. What are we talking about?
Yeah. It's going to get to the point where it's just cheaper to actually film it in real life.
Incredible.
Yeah,
we'll see. Wow, we're already hit like about an hour and 15.
Yeah, I think we can pretty much end it off here unless you have anything else you want to add.
I mean, I think we could talk for another 2 or 3 hours.
Oh, yeah.
I think we could for sure, but we'll bring you in for another episode.
Will this be cut? Will you kind of move things around a little bit, or just
no? It's all uncut. It's all uncut. Yeah? But let's chat about that in a minute. Let's just do the outro, then. But yeah, guys, if you want to check out Rob, go to multivisiondigital.com, and for socials, is it the same handle, Rob?
Yeah, pretty sure. Yeah. MultiVision Digital or MultiVision Creative. I think we might have changed our Instagram to MultiVision Creative. Didn't talk about that.
They'll find you. Don't worry. They have a website at the very least.
You can find them on YouTube as well now.
Yeah.
But
thanks, Rob.
MultiVision Digital. We're out there with that. So yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Rob, for joining us. We appreciate it. Thanks for listening to this episode of Creatives Grab Coffee. Please make sure to follow and engage with us on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, and your favorite podcast app.
Creatives Grab Coffee is created by Labs Productions, a video production company based in Toronto, Canada.
Creatives Grab Coffee is also sponsored by...
My name is Miran. Welcome to Canada Film Equipment. We are a boutique rental house based in Toronto. We are here to help you guys out with all production sizes. Feel free to contact us to get a quote if you are a production house and you're looking for lighting, camera packages, or lighting and grid fan packages. You can see our contact information in the link below. We are more than happy to help you guys out. Make sure you follow and subscribe to creativesgrabcoffee.com. Thank you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Matt. Welcome to Audio Process. We are a boutique audio company doing location sound, sound design, post-sound, ADR, Foley. We service equipment. We do all your audio needs here in Toronto. We got you covered. Come on down, audioprocess.ca. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and all of the other internet things to creativesgrabcoffee.com. They'll be waiting for you. I'll be waiting for you, and we're all going to have a real good time.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next one.